Hello, and welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And in a way, maybe because we had a little bit of technical issues from the first time, it actually probably is better because I had started the last stream without that transition screen where it says getting ready to start soon. It was just my face right at the beginning. So anyway, let's call this take two. So welcome to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm really sorry. Thank you, Lena, for letting me know. I do have now my ThinkPad going, so now I can see what other people are seeing, and now I see what was happening is you just saw my thumbnail, and that was it. Batman is now BB-8. Yes, yes. In fact, I had a whole discussion about that. So thank you for mentioning that. This is a cardboard cutout that I got in Boise, Idaho at a place called Repop. In fact, I'm going to put it into the chat because it was really a cool little place. And if you check it out, if you're ever in Boise, a friend of mine, Marianne, who I saw in Utah, told me about it. So Repop in Boise, Idaho has cool pop culture things. All right, so I've got that in the chat. And thank you, Lena, for letting me know. I don't know what happened there. I had to like completely restart everything. I had to shut down Streamlabs, reboot Streamlabs, delete the previous entry on YouTube, and start all over. So anyway, so welcome back. And since today is a Star Wars build, it's the Microfigures set. And in fact, I've already opened this set because I thought we were streaming. But I think, okay, here we go. So here is the set we're going to be working on today. It's Thrifty Thursday. And today is this really cool set because it is Tauntaun versus AT-AT. And what's cool about it is it comes with 2 minifigures. And it has this feature where it says build together. So in other words, this has 2 sets of instructions. So 2 little mini booklets. It has 2 separate builds, so people could be working side by side on this. Tauntaun time. BB-8 stands for Bruce Bat 8. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that feedback. And I'm really sorry if you've been in the waiting room, waiting all this time, waiting for me to start. I thought I was live. I mean, everything on my Streamlabs said it was live, but it wasn't connecting and pairing with YouTube. So my apologies there. But I had already started opening the box and started building the first minifig. So let me just step back and say what I was mentioning at the very beginning, is that I will be putting this cardboard BB-8 somewhere in my backdrop because this is my favorite droid now. I love R2-D2, but BB-8 actually is the one that I really like because of his relationship with Rey during the episodes 7, 8, and 9, and also with Poe Dameron. So I really love this character, and when I saw it at this Repop shop, I had to get it. And cardboard cutouts are not easy to get. The Batman one that I have behind it, I got that from Brick Hut, which is one of the stores that I used to go to when I lived in California, and he was selling some of his cardboard cutouts, so I had to get that one. But yeah, so today is a Star Wars day, and I'm sorry it's like took me 20 minutes to figure out that I wasn't streaming, but that's okay. What's going to be recorded and in posterity is going to be this recording, and I'm very excited about this because this set, I got this from Target. It's 204 pieces. It comes with 2 minifigs, and it's got the separate sets of instructions, which makes this very, very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to kind of backtrack because I thought I was actually streaming all that time. So let's recreate what I was doing, shall we? And transition over here. So as I was mentioning before, is that this does come with a push tab, but I prefer to open it as a tray. So I did use my scissors, and I had gone around the edge like this and had opened this up. And then when you open the box, you'll see these little booklets. And so there's one for the, oh, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I'm so confused now. Okay, we'll find, oh, there it is. All right, so we have booklet number 2 for the Tauntaun and booklet number 1 for the AT-AT. And the other thing that's cool is there's a QR code here, so you could download the digital instructions if you wanted to. So we're just going to first start with the AT-AT, and that's the first one that we get. And I had already started building this, and you couldn't hear me. Or maybe you could hear me. Were you able to hear me but just not see what was happening? R2-D2 for life, because R2 has the rude audio processor attached to the mainframe. All right, that's funny. So I had already assembled this. This is the driver of the AT-AT, and there is some really good detail. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. You can see more detail on the back of the torso. Whoa, that's a little too much. The back of the torso, and then here. Yeah, the banter between C-3PO and R2 is always funny too. Hello, Zach Martinez. Welcome to the stream. And we were just figuring out that I had been streaming for a while, and the only thing that was up was my thumbnail. So I had to do a complete reboot of the system. But we're back. We are back. You couldn't hear or see. Oh, okay. So that's not too bad. I was, like I said, I was just, I'll call it a dress rehearsal that we were doing before. So anyway, really cool little set, because you could take 5 of these. If you have one of those kids parties where you have 10 kids coming over, you could separate 5 sets, separate them out, and have 10 individual builds for each of the kids to do. So 5 of them would have the Tauntaun, 5 of them would have the AT-AT, and you could all build together. So I think that's a great way to also stretch your money if you wanted to. All right, so now I can actually start building and have an audience instead of just talking to myself. All right, so it looks like we're going to start with the AT-AT. Usually they start with the minifigs, so I'm kind of surprised. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this minifig also comes with a little blaster. So let's see if I can find the blaster. Yeah, so there's also a little small bag part that's in here. Yeah, I was getting worried when Lena was saying, yeah, I don't see anything except for it. So it's a good thing I was in the chat, because if I wasn't chatting, I wouldn't have known. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so these little blasters, and I think this is what distinguishes it between a 6+ set versus a 4+ set, because this is labeled as a 6+ set, which means that there are going to be some smaller parts that could make their way into a child's mouth. So here's the blaster, and we need to have that little, this little piece. I have made so many of these now that it's kind of routine to do this. And see if I put this in backwards. But yeah, so anyway, I'm really glad that we got that all sorted out finally. All right, there we go. Okay, and then the little stud should go in here. And then as a blaster with the little play function, you know, you push down on that and that ejects that. So we have a couple of these. All right, so there's our little blaster and our little minifig. So yeah, you get a minifig with this $20 set. Does the Tauntaun set come with a lightsaber or for Han to use? Actually, it's Luke Skywalker, and let's see, it actually is another blaster, so I don't think it has a lightsaber. I don't see, oh wait, there is a lightsaber. Yeah, you do get a lightsaber right there. So yeah, the Tauntaun will have a lightsaber, and this isn't Han, it's Luke Skywalker. So you get Luke Skywalker in this set. So yeah, so you have, you know, one light side and one dark side that's in here. But I'm still laughing that You know, I'm pretty much was talking to myself that whole time when I was streaming. It's like, we can't hear or see you. We have no idea what's going on. It's like, oops, oops. Yeah. Yeah, this one also, just looking at the parts, like I said, there's 204 parts in this set, and just looking at this, it looks like it has some pretty interesting pieces, like this one. You see it has a 1x2 with this Technic kind of on the edge, because this is going to go onto the side here. Yeah, so this is interesting. To keep Luke warm until a search party arrives, yes. But Han used Luke's saber to make a sleeping bag out of a tauntaun. Yeah, that's probably, they probably don't want to mention that. But yeah, that was a pivotal moment, wasn't it, in the movie, is the survival instincts that kick in. The poor tauntaun. It's like, I didn't, you know, I'm fine in the cold. You didn't have to, you know, make me into a sleeping bag. Poor thing. All right, so once again, these pieces come in handy. Yeah, I'm still laughing that I've been streaming for over a year now, and I still make mistakes. But that's all part of the streaming universe, right? Is that you learn by doing, and in a way, that's a good lesson to have. Is that things are not always going to be perfect, and I've learned that many times in my life, and maybe that's why as I get older, I'm a little more laid back about things, because it's kind of like, I know not everything's going to be perfect, and you know, you have certain expectations of people, and sometimes they'll come through, sometimes they don't. But that's okay, because in the long run, and this goes back to what happened with my family, you know, life is precious, and it could change in an instant. So you got to appreciate what you have. I'm looking for a 1x2 in light gray. I see these 1x2 with the rail, but I'm just looking for a 1x2 plain light gray. I don't, or blay, light bluish gray. Why am I not finding it? I see this. I see the dark gray, because there's supposed to be also a slope. I found the slope. Maybe it is dark gray. Okay, I think I see the thing. Okay, it's one of these. It's a snot. And I'll tell you why this was confusing. I'll show you in just a second. Let me build this. Okay, so here's the instructions. Okay, you don't see the snot on that side, but you do see it in the piece, I guess the ingredients up here. If this was a recipe, these are the ingredients and this is how you assemble it. So yeah. Okay, we're back. We're back to what we're supposed to be doing. All right, so we have the 1x4. Oh wait, did I not put the 1x4 on properly? I didn't. Okay. Yeah. I need to move this over one. I'm pretty sure, because this will fit down here, and then this fits underneath here. Okay, now I think we're set. Let me double check. Yeah, okay. I just kind of was off a little bit. The ice planet bipedal goat creatures. Yes. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside, Han Solo. Yes. Yeah, and the Tauntauns were so adorable too. I know. And to make them into a sleeping bag, that was not cool. That was not cool. Yeah. I'm sure any Tauntaun animal rights groups would have been up in arms about that. You know, save the Tauntauns, right? Yeah. Okay. So going back to this set. So this set has 204 pieces, and already you can see there's lots of brackets that are in here. These 1x2s with this piece, lots of those. So yeah, so just for a parts pack, this is really cool for a parts pack too. I mean, we've got these pieces as well, and it looks like these are going to go on the side here. Uh-oh. What did I do? Did I mess something up here? Wait a minute. Hold up. Yeah, that's there. All right. Did I put that on upside down? No. Wait a minute. I just want to make sure I didn't miss a step. Okay. So I thought this was supposed to go here, but that's in the way. So what did I do? What did I do? Okay. This is what happens when you talk and chat at the same time. Okay, let me just backtrack for a moment. Because, yeah, no, I was doing this right. This is where we were before. Yeah, that piece goes there. Oh, maybe this actually goes down here. One more? No. Okay. I'm gonna have to. The Tauntauns were on the 6th planet of Hoth system, as well as Echo Base. Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at the instructions here, and oh, maybe it's on the back? Wait a minute. Okay. I am now totally confused. There, I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, so we were here, and that's this. And I've got this here. The slope is there, yeah. These two are here, the 2 holes. So that's correct. And then it tells me on this side that I need to add, maybe I need to turn it? Wait a minute. I need to add these to this. And I thought they were going right here. And because it looks like these two, I thought it was going to fit right here, but the problem is this is in the way. All right, I think you know what I think I'm missing? I think I'm supposed to put one more layer of let me see if I'm missing one more layer of a, no? No? Okay. Okay. now I'm like going, wait a minute. See, I feel like I could put this here and then add it, but then that wouldn't leave this open. I need to have this open and then this coming down. But it's not working. Not working. All right, let's go back. Okay, I did that step. And then this is the step. What am I missing here, folks? What am I missing here? I feel like maybe here, let me go back. Let me go back because I feel like I'm so close. Okay. Yeah. Interesting fact, Mark Hamill didn't appreciate how George Lucas had Luke cut off the Wampa's arm. Mark Hamill wanted Luke to singe the fur and scare it away, but not harm the creature. Aww. Aw, that's a bummer. Okay, so I'm looking at this again. And yeah, so this is this that's wrapped down. We got that. Here, let me just show you. And I've got that. And I've got the next step was to put that slope underneath, which I did. So that looks legit, right? We've got that. Okay, so here's where I run into a problem. And like I said, maybe I'm missing a piece here. Okay, it says to put the 1x2 up bracket, which is there. Okay, I mean, this is for a 6+ set, right? I should be able to figure this out. Okay, so now this is where it's a little confusing, because this is the piece that they said, and it's supposed to be right here, but so that these line up, but I'm off by, it's like I'm missing a, if I put this in place, then that would work. But see, here, I'll show you. If I put that in place, then this will fit right there, and then everything is in alignment. But the problem is, that's not what they're suggesting in the in the instructions. Okay, so now I'm like totally confused, because maybe I should start on the other one. Let's see. It'll take 6+ years to finish. It looks fine to you. I know. That's why I don't get it. Because this is not fitting on there unless I put in another plate. It's not, I mean, unless, let me go back. Maybe I put this on to, oh, you know what I may have done? Let's go back, because this, let's see if I put this on too high. That might be it. That might be it. So let's go to the very beginning, because I'm just thinking out loud that, all right, we're gonna start all over. Sorry, folks. All right, so if we start with the 2x2, and then we're putting on the bracket, yeah. And then it says to put on these guys, and this is still out, so yeah, that's still okay. And then let's put another one of these. It may be here, maybe I was supposed to put those other brackets farther down. Okay, all right, so now we have another bracket, 1x2 bracket. Yeah, like I said, it was looking fine to me too, but I have a feeling it might be this step here. Aha. I think it's actually supposed to go underneath, like that. Okay, I think that's where I may have messed things up. Okay, let's try that. See if that makes a difference. Now this makes it a little lower. Uh-oh. Now I'm like confused. Okay. Well, let's still roll with this. This still is okay. Right? Okay. Now this is, now I'm feeling like, wait a minute. What did I do here? Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, this isn't right. This isn't right, because now when I put this on it, there's a big gap. That can't be right. See? All right, I'm gonna put this back on top, because that's what makes the most sense. Sorry if I'm not. I think my baby brick bunker needs a gonk droid, but there's not enough room. That's why it's a challenge, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this back the same way and see what happens, because, all right, so now we're back to here. So that's this step right here. Oops, sorry. Put that back in there. So we're right here now. And I'm going to add the 2x4 Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So remember when I said I put the 2x4 in the wrong position? There's actually a 2x4 here. And then there's another 2x4 that is offset. That's where I messed up. Okay. The universe is in alignment again. I was like going, how come it's taking me so long to figure this out? Because I missed a step. That's what happens when you miss a step. Okay, so we got this. This can go here. The stormtrooper has food pills from the Imperial surplus. Probably. All right, this should work now. And I was right, I was off by a plate. I was like, oh, this is not working. This is not working. Why is this not working? There we go. Now this fits. See, that's what I was looking for. Right there. Okay. Okay, now I can sleep at night. It's like a 6-year-old can do this, but I can't. Trying to mod the E11 blaster to hit a target. Ooh. I can't wait to see this bunker. This bunker sounds awesome. Okay, one little splash of a different color there. And then we have a mixel joint coming in. If I can find it. Ah, here it is. Okay, phew. I was going, wait a minute. That's the one thing too. And that's why a lot of people don't like to mod or mock on camera, because, you know, it does take a different amount of concentration versus working on a set. Okay. All right. The universe is now in place. Okay, so now what we're doing is, looks like we are building a sub-build. And you get ingots in here too. There's this ingot here, which is nice. So lots of really good parts. Considering that this is a 6+ set for $12.99. Okay, am I missing? Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, I need a bracket. Hold up. Yep, I need a down bracket. Oops. There we go. Then the ingot goes on top. Like that. So you have that nice little pattern. And this goes right here. There we go. That's looking good. So we've got snot going all the way around. Stud's not on top. Okay. All right, now I'm feeling better. It's like the universe is now in alignment again. Okay, so we have a black grate, right? Or is that a gray grate? No, it looks black. Or, or maybe it is dark gray. Yeah, I guess it's dark gray. See, that's another thing about some of the instructions. When you have gray, dark, light gray, dark gray, and black combined, not the best color combination. Okay, so we're back in business. Back in business. So you can see we're building that snot around the edge. Yeah, 1x2 and gray. There we go. You can see we're getting this structure together, and this is going to be for the legs. And this looks like it's going to be some tiles going around the outside. Joel Pokemon Dameron! Pokeball Dameron. Even with microfigures, Lego Star Wars can't escape the grays. Yes, exactly. Grays are everywhere. You just can't get around them. Yeah. But there are some really cool pieces in here. Like I said, you got some mixel joints, you've got some brackets, you've got this panel with the, it's a black panel with the divider in the middle. So that they want back here. And it looks like, yeah, it's pointing that way. Okay. Did everyone submit a monster build for Tricky Bricks this week? Oh, is that this week? I thought it was next week. That's right. Today is the deadline, isn't it? Ooh. I don't know. Can my tree count as a monster build? I don't know. Oh, wow. I thought it was next week. Okay. You see, my dates are all off because of my trip. Having to go to Scottsdale, spur of the moment, unplanned, really ruined my timing. Oh, PT McEwen is here. This is a nice set. You built it already? Yeah. It is a nice set. I got stumbled on the very first section, but I recovered. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. You got a pre-printed control panel. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oops. Let's see if you can see that. So you got that nice control panel piece. So that's printed too. That's another thing. No stickers. No stickers in this set. Yeah, so welcome to the stream, PT. Yeah, so Zach, did you submit a monster build for darn unplanned trips? Yes, you submitted around 6. Okay. Yeah, I've just gotten to the point in my life where I've missed a couple meetings this week, and I'm just like I was supposed to be at a nonprofit meeting yesterday, and I told Lena, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, it just fell off of my calendar. Just the way things are, family still takes priority, and like I said, in my case, it was a life or death situation, and thankfully my brother listened to me, because it could have been horrific. So I'm just grateful. Okay, I'm missing a 1x2 in dark gray. There it is. Okay, and your pumpkin build, Joel. Nice panel. Yeah, it is a nice panel. I don't know, do you think my haunted tree could count as a build? I know that's kind of it could be a monster tree. I could submit that kind of late. I don't know. I have to say, one thing that's happened this year, you probably noticed that at the beginning of 2021, there were a few challenges going on. Now it's like everybody's doing challenges, myself included. So it's kind of like you have to pick and choose which challenges you're going to do. It's hard. Tricky Bricks was one of the few that was doing them on a regular basis. And they were doing them weekly, and then they went to once every 2 weeks. The tree, that is. Put some eyes on it. Oh, great idea. Okay. If I add some eyes to it, then I can make it a tree monster. Okay, I can do that. And then I'll do that right after the stream is over, and I know it'll be late, but it might still make it in time. You never know. Yeah, great idea. The bonsai tree monster. Okay, see, this is another reason why I like streaming, because people give me some really good ideas for things like that. Okay, so now, let's see, this goes this way. We got a 1x2 slope. Yeah, no, thanks for the reminder, Zach. Because I thought I had plenty of time. I thought I had until next week. So I would have been completely off. And if it doesn't make it, if I submit it and it doesn't make it, that's all right. Okay, why am I not seeing a 1x2 slope? Aha, there we go. I think my choice of napkins was probably not the best for this build. Lots of challenges makes life fun. Unfortunately, no, you didn't have time to work on it this week. Oh, okay. Unplanned events happening. Yeah, I hear ya. An overall stressful, disheartening week. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had a disheartening week. That's no fun. Yeah, I know. Sometimes, well, I mean, I will say this, that after going through what I did with my family this last, 2 weeks, it's made me realize that sometimes some of the smaller things that happen are not a big deal. And, I feel that, I was faced with the possibility that I could have lost 3 of my family members all at the same time. And I've heard some people who've literally had that happen. Like they went on a cruise ship and they got COVID on the cruise ship and like half of the party died. And it's like, talk about awful and traumatic. In my case, I already knew my brother was an anti-vaxxer, and I already knew that, him and my nephews weren't vaccinated. So when they came down with COVID, it was just kind of like, oh man. Yeah, but thankfully I am so blessed because all of my family members are going to be okay. Yeah, and I hope things get better for you, Zach. I agree. Okay, let's see. Did I put... I think I already did this step. Okay. Alright, we're going to do this 1x2 slope again on this side. Yeah, this napkin is not the best for this. Let's see. Yeah, I need a 1x2 dark gray slope. Why am I not seeing it? Is it hiding? Is it hiding? Here, let me put the dark gray together. And the light gray, dark gray, dark gray, dark gray. Wow. Not seeing the slope. Not seeing it. Yeah, so going back to challenges, it's like everybody is doing challenges now, so clearly I have to do the ones that I'm sponsoring, but the ones that are not my own, then I have to start looking at which ones do I prioritize. But I love that idea of putting eyes on my tree and make it an Ent, right? And then make it a spooky monster that way. Okay, I'm missing, I can't find it. It's not here. It's a 1x2 gray slope. I'm just going to grab one from here. Hopefully I have one in dark gray. I do. So I'm going to just take that. And it may show up. It may have dropped on the floor or something. Who knows? But we are going to do that. Just so I don't hold things up. Max Braun! Did I miss everything? No. Actually, we're halfway through the first build. So this is the micro at that we're working on. So welcome to the stream. And we were just talking about how many challenges are out there right now. Watkins Floor is doing challenges. Brick Huntress is doing challenges. Who was it? The... Tricky Bricks, of course, has been doing challenges. I'm doing challenges now, but I started doing challenges at the beginning of the year with JMW Music, or Joriel Builds. So yeah, so welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing okay, Max. Yeah, we are working on this, and so going back to my schedules being all screwed up, April showed up to my Twitch stream the other day, and she goes, "How come you didn't show up to the sort lug call? It was 24 hours and everybody was asking about you." And I said, Friday, I think, let's see, last Friday I was driving from I was driving from Seattle to Boise. I'm sorry, from Salt Lake City to Boise. And I think I had just finished an 8-hour drive or something like that, a 6 to 8 hour drive. And then I met a friend for dinner. And the last thing on my mind was dialing into a sort lug call. And they said it was our anniversary and everybody was asking about you. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but, I had some other things I had to do. Okay, I'm missing another piece. I wonder if I dropped a bunch of pieces here. I don't see them on the floor. But I'm missing now a 1x2 in dark gray. Alright, I got plenty of those. Yeah, I'm supplementing from my collection, which usually isn't something you need to do, but, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's funny. I did not know that Sort Lug was 24 hours. Yeah, they did a special 24 hours stream. You were there for an hour. Yeah, see, at least you made an appearance. I didn't even show up, and I guess it's nice to be missed. It's kind of like, where's Brickanista? Where's Naomi? Where'd she go? It's like, family emergency? I think Glenn was there, so I think Glenn pretty much told everybody, she's probably on a long trip, and the last thing she's going to do is think about dialing into a sort lug call. Yeah. I mean, I like sort lug because clearly a couple people here, PT and Max, you're regular sort lug people. But, when you have a family emergency like this and your whole schedule's all screwed up, you're not thinking straight, especially after driving 6 to 8 hours, actually 6 to 10 hours a day, depending on where I was. It was brutal. I will say it's not something I would want to do again. If I don't have to do that again, I would be a happy camper. Okay, so they want me to turn that upside down and then put the railing this way. That's interesting. On a similar note, do you think you, and also we'll need to ask Devo, plan to do any more rebrick challenges coming up? That's a great question, because I was talking about definitely in January, I was approached by, I think it was Brighton Bricks, who wants to do a rebrick challenge focusing on, I think, mental health and restructuring it so that it's reframing it so that it's not so much of a stigma. So we talked about doing a rebrick challenge where essentially you're taking something and making it into something new. Sort Lug, never heard of it. Glenn representing. Yeah, he probably did. Sorting takes concentration. Yeah, it does. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that last thing. I put these frying pan, or I call them frying pans, but I'm sure there's a more sophisticated name for those. Yeah, there's another printed brick in here. This one, which is really cool. I think it's a keyboard. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. So you can see, so you get two of these really cool printed bricks. I'm not sure if that's a keyboard or just a monitor. What is that? Yeah, it's too close to focus, but you get the idea. Regarding all the challenges, the only thing I'm sure to build is November Vic Vipers. November Vic Vipers. Okay, I have no idea what that is. So please explain. Or as if you're a Dalek fan from Doctor Who, how they say, explain, explain. It's like, what are you talking about? I have no clue what you're saying. So anyway, so we're doing this little sub-build here. Very interesting about the pre-printed. I think that's what you're talking about. Let's see, this goes here. And so I think we're making the front of the at. I think this looks like it's gonna go like that. Make sure I'm putting this on right. Or is it this way? I think it's this way. Like that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, look at it this way. Yeah, that's cool. You think it's the at window? Yeah, it is the window. Okay. Very interesting setup. Yeah, I agree. So somebody still hasn't explained what November Vic Vipers are. I have no clue what that is. Sorry, I just don't. Okay, so here we've got a lot of these discs. And it looks like we're adding some more of these little, I guess these are gun turrets, more or less. Which is kind of cool. Little gun turret. And, oh, I see. This goes on the side. Oh, very cool. Look at this. So that is on the side of this little at thing. So this can move up and down. Oops. It's like how the tie-in, the fighter stands for twin ion engines. Okay. All-terrain armored transport is what AT-AT stands for. Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Like I said, I don't profess to be a big Star Wars fanatic. I can hold my own somewhat, but not as much as some of the others. Wow. Am I really missing all these parts? It's like now I'm missing one of these. It's like I feel like... Alright, I'm just going to check to see if I dropped a whole bunch of pieces. But it doesn't look like I did. And this looks like... I've had to supplement already 2 pieces. And I don't see that... see, that piece, I don't know if I have one handy. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to say it's a broken one. We're going to say that this one has a broken arm, because I just don't see one right now. So I don't know what else to do at this point, because I don't know where my other things in my collection would be. Yeah, but you can see I was missing like 3 pieces here. Ah, here it is. I found it. Yay! It was next to the scissors. Hiding. Stealthily hiding. She's falling apart! Yeah. That's my life, Max. That's right. No, seriously, I'm really glad my family's okay, but... You know, if you're faced with losing 3 family members at the same time, that's what you call a crisis. That was not fun. Thankfully, they're all recovering. They're all recovering, and we should be together sometime again soon, hopefully. All right, so now this, aha, look at that. There's the ball joint, and there's the mixel ball joint. Boom. That is cool. Look at that. That is super cool. When a piece falls. Oh no! I spent my childhood reading Star Wars novels and consulting Bionicle lore. Oh, by the way, I was looking at the LAN for Lego. And apparently there is a Lego user group in the Seattle area that is focused on Bionicle. Did you know that? If you look up the different cases, or not cases, the different local Lego user groups, there is one in Seattle that's focused on Bionicle. And I said, Lena needs to know about that. Better call the Lego hotline for the missing parts. Yeah, I thought about that, but, you know, I think I make 4 of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and build them. These are the legs. So yeah, so essentially you're taking a disc and the smaller radar dish goes on top. But now you got to join it. Yeah, I thought about you. I said, I can't believe that there was one. Okay, and we need to put wrenches. So then a wrench goes into the middle. And then you add, it looks like, a combination of one of these and one of these. And this attaches here. So that's a little cool little leg. So I'm just gonna start building these. Yeah, like I said, your priorities change when you're faced with something like that. So, you know, like I said, when April's saying, where were you? Why weren't you at the sort lug call? I'm like, you know, sorry. Sorry I didn't make the sort lug call. You know, especially, and even my friend Petula, who I met, we went to this amazing Cuban restaurant in Boise. It's called Casablanca. Yeah, Casablanca Cuban. Oh my God, that place was amazing. So we went to this place, and she calls me, or she texts me, and she goes, I'm in a meeting, I'll text you back. Then she texts me again, but I had, you know, laid down on the bed. I was so exhausted. I took a little nap, and thankfully I had set my alarm. And you could see her text messages coming in. Are you there? You know, I'm ready. Like, sorry, I was sleeping. Yeah, I was so exhausted. I was just so wiped. But we ended up at that restaurant, and as soon as I had some coffee, oh my God, it was great. You had no clue, but I need to join. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so Petula and I, after I got some food in me, and then we chatted for a while. So this is cool. So remember those pins that we put in here? So these are what attach the legs. Oh, very cute. I guess this goes backwards this way. Oh, very, very cute. Or I shouldn't say cute. That's dope, yo. So, yeah. Wow. This is a very cool micro build. You know, considering this is a $20 set, you get so much. And there's our little at. And you have a space to put the driver in here. So he should fit in right there. Yeah. So there you go. We've got this little at with the driver. The sort lug anniversary is like a wedding or a funeral. It depends. Everyone knows who wasn't there and who was. Okay, well, I was not there. And, you know, I'm semi-regular, and I usually show up, you know, 11 at night or so, something like that. This is very cool. This is a very, very cool build. I will say, though, that, okay, this is an unusual piece. I'm not sure what this is for. Anybody know? I don't remember seeing instructions for it either. So I am just going to set that aside for now. Casablanca is one of your favorite films. Oh, yeah. You're a Bogart, or, yeah, Humphrey Bogart fan? Or Lauren Bacall, or both? Yeah, you know, it's, those old movies, I think it's interesting because the stylized movies of that time are really just amazing. The work of shadows and, you know, the black and white. I'm just playing with this now. There's a lot of really good movement in this. So I'll turn it sideways so you can kind of see. So you've got this kind of up and down movement that you have with the legs. You've got the mixel for the front. You've got the turrets that moves side to side for the guns. This is a really, really nice build. I'm super impressed by this, except for the missing pieces. Like I said, I had to supplement with a 1x2 wedge or a cheese slope, and also a 1x2 plate, but overall is good. Oh, Gary Mullane, hello from Ireland. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So we just did the first at of this set, and now we'll be working on the Tauntaun next. My friend had a third wedding. A third wedding? I said to everyone during the opening speech, welcome back, everyone. The third time's a charm. By the way, this is a joke. That's funny. That is funny, yeah. Well, yeah, I know, it's, I would say something personal, but I think I'm going to refrain. Like I said, it's been an interesting week. So for those of you who just joined, so Max and Gary, this set comes with a Tauntaun and an at, and you get 2 minifigures. And the other cool thing about it is that it has 2 separate booklets, so you could split this set up and have 2 people working on it at the same time, which is really cool. So I mentioned earlier that if you have like a kid party that you have 10 kids coming, you buy 5 of these sets and you can split them up, and you've got 5 little micro builds, which are really, really cool. Ingrid Bergman. Oh, okay. I thought Casablanca had Lauren Bacall. Am I thinking of a different? Am I thinking of a different movie? I'm probably thinking of a different movie. I could have sworn, wasn't Humphrey Bogart actually married to Lauren Bacall? There's like some scandal that happened. I think she was 19 when they met on their first movie, and he was, I think, 40. And then he divorced his wife and married her. And then had a couple kids. I'm pretty sure I'm not making that up. Okay, so bag number 2 is the Tauntaun, and once again you get this little booklet, and this, like I said, it's amazing. Just look at the detail already, just from looking at the photo. It's even got this little eye here for the Tauntaun, and you get a lightsaber, and you get a blaster. So yeah, and you get a Luke Skywalker in here. So this is going to be a cool little build. Yeah. So like I said, he had a crush on her. Oh, you had a crush on her in your college film class. Ah, you shared too much. Okay, Ingrid Bergman. Okay. Now, were you an Isabella Rossellini fan then, too? That was her mother, right? I know a little bit of film. Here's a little bit of trivia for you. I had a radio show, and I was called the Movie Muse. So I did some film studies when I was in Petaluma, and I had a radio show on KPCA LP 103.3 FM. If you want to watch some of my old episodes, I recorded them on Facebook Live too. And I'm in IMDb as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of trivia for you. That's why I know useless facts about movie stuff. Ooh, this is cool. This looks like a harness. Alright, so I'm just putting together, I'm looking for the legs. Where are the legs for this guy? Here it is. Yeah. So I will say too that I was talking to, I think, Ferg, who mentioned to me that a lot of the Star Wars minifigs are really, really great in some of these smaller sets, and that sometimes people just buy the sets just for the minifigs. So this is a Luke Skywalker, and he's got his little, this hat is really cool, this little snow hat. And then there's some nice printing on the back of the torso too. A different film, yeah. Free Bird would be the first dance song for you're talking about for that wedding. Separate Ways by Journey would be the last song at the wedding reception for a third wedding. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Bruce Campbell had the best chin in the film. Nothing can change my mind. Well, I don't know. I think as far as chins go, maybe Jay Leno probably could also be in that running. Though Jay Leno wasn't in too many films. Okay, I forgot to put on this the goggles. So there's goggles that go on this. So this is a cool hat goggle combo that you get in this set. So that's pretty dope, yo. Isabella is her daughter. Yeah. I think one of the worst movies that Isabella Rossellini was in was Blue Velvet. So if you're a David Lynch fan, or maybe you're not a David Lynch fan, but when Isabella Rossellini had to sing in that film, oh my gosh, it was like nails on a chalkboard. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So that's just to say that's not one of her strong suits. But you know, it's interesting. She was the spokesperson for Lancome for a while. And guess who the spokesperson for Lancome is now? Any guesses? The one, the only Zendaya, who, as you know, was in The Greatest Showman and also Spider-Man. She's done a lot of films. So yeah. You are a huge David Lynch fan. Oh, hey Taro, how are you? When you were younger? Oh, well, if you're a David Lynch fan, I live not too far from Snoqualmie Falls, which is where Twin Peaks was filmed. The falls in that lodge where the Kyle MacLachlan character would go. Jay Leno has a chin that is too excessive. Bruce Campbell has a mild chin compared to Jay. Okay, well, clearly I can't dissuade you. Now this is interesting. The Tauntaun begins with a 3x3 square. So here, let me move some of this out of the way so we can see this build. You like Eraserhead. Oh, yeah, that's a good film, too. You know, it's interesting, now that we're talking film, is that I really, really loved having that radio show. And I've often thought about, you know, should I restart another radio show? But I don't want to go into a movie theater right now. I finally watched Black Widow because it's now available for streaming. But when they first released it, just like I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet because it's not available on streaming. But you probably heard about Scarlett Johansson and her lawsuit because, you know, her revenues went down because of the streaming, you know, what they were doing between streaming and theater releases. Yeah. So, you know, that movie was interesting because, first of all, the actor who plays her father is the same guy who was in Stranger Things. So who plays the sheriff on Stranger Things. Ooh, look at this piece. That is the tail of the Tauntaun. But it looks like a weird worm. That could be really eerie for Halloween if you got a bunch of those. Yeah. But, yeah, so anyway, going back to, I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, which I'm dying to see. I heard it's amazing. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I want to know more about that lore. I finally watched Cruella. I loved Emma Stone in that. She was awesome. I think it was interesting, too, to see the backstory or the origin story of Cruella de Vil. And what's ironic is that I watched the original 101 Dalmatians after I watched Cruella. And they make Cruella out to be such a mad woman in that film. I mean, if you look at the animation, her eyes are bright red and they're like spinning around in her head. and you have like no compassion for her. Whereas, Emma Stone, you kind of feel some compassion for her because of her backstory. So no spoilers, but I would recommend people watch Cruella, because I think it's just, and the fashion in there was freaking amazing. I mean, for those of you who have seen some of the, I don't want to give away spoilers, but what was in the trailer is that there are some amazing gowns that you'll see. One of them is a bright red gown, which is significant in the story because of how she procured it and when she decided to wear it. That's all I'll say. Just because I don't want to give it away. You were on vacation and bored? Okay, what did I miss here? Did I like Clerks? Yes! I loved Clerks. You've been to that restaurant? Yep, from Twin Peaks? Yeah. I love Clerks. You bought the Black Widow on Disney Plus because I didn't want to go to the movie theater. Well, see, I waited. I waited until it was available for free on Hulu. Or Disney Plus, rather. And you were bored. Okay. You watched Shang-Chi and you played hooky and was the only one in the theater until 5 minutes before the movie? Oh, okay. When 2 more people arrived. Well, that's kind of cool. I've done that in the past where I was the only person in the theater. And that was, if you show up on a Monday night, for example, usually there's nobody there. That was my trick. We show up on a Monday evening, nobody will be in the theater, and you show up to the last show. Because that's the other thing, is that show up to the last show on a Monday night. And I would do that when I lived in Petaluma, because I was walking distance from the theater. It was great, because I would prepare for my shows. I would figure out which movie I needed to watch. I would go into the theater, and I paid full price. I didn't get my, movies for free, but it was still fun. Okay, so I've got to make 2 of these sub builds. Yeah, I miss the movie going days, honestly. It's just something about what's the term I'm thinking about? It's kind of similar to if you've been in a relationship with somebody you're very close with, whether it's a family member or a partner, where you feel comfortable enough to sit in silence and enjoy each other's company. Where, for example, if I'm reading a book and either my partner or a family member is knitting or sewing or something, and to be able to just enjoy the silence. And I don't think enough people appreciate that. I think people feel like they need to fill the silence all the time. And I feel a movie-going experience is kind of the same, because you're sitting with people in a shared room, but you're experiencing something shared but different. In other words, you all are in the same room watching the same thing, but each one of you is experiencing it in a different way based on your background. And I just think that's really special. And I do miss that. I'll be honest, I miss that a lot. It's like I get nostalgic about it sometimes, and I know some people get really angry because of what's happening right now with the pandemic, but I think people have got to stop and realize we are so freaking lucky to still be alive. I mean, oops, my down camera, did my down camera just die? Darn it. I had a full battery. What's going on? Okay. Hold up. Down camera's down. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Hopefully I can get the down camera back. Because the down camera still has power. But something went awry. Hold up. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat at the moment. Okay, we're back. That was weird. That was really weird. I don't know when it went black, folks. Hopefully I caught it fairly early. I do tend to concentrate a lot. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Okay, we talked about Shang-Chi and playing hooky. My favorite movies are number 1, Empire Strikes Back. Number 2, Good Will Hunting. Number 3, Clerks. Yeah, good choice. Number 4, The Untouchables. Okay. 5, The Evil Dead Part 2. Okay. I have not seen Evil Dead Part 2. I kind of like Good Will Hunting, but I'm not really a big Ben Affleck and Matt Damon fan. Untouchables is a great French film about a guy paralyzed from the neck up and his friendship with his new caretaker. Oh, okay. You're watching Dune in the movie theater. We'll have to wait a week or so after it premieres. Yeah, if you don't want to have any kind of, large audience. Timothée Chalamet is amazing as an actor. I tell you, I am so impressed with that young man. It's a wonderful and hilarious film. Okay. In high school, I said a lot of dumb things that had no context and were off the wall crazy, and my friend who passed away 2 years ago was a quiet guy. So he was the silent Bob to my Jay. Oh, well, that's cool. I'm sorry about your friend. That's got to be hard. I think that's the other thing, too, is that, I was talking about how, we get upset about, we can't go to the movies, and we're blaming other people, and people are attacking each other, and it's kind of like, everybody chill. We should be just grateful to have each other and be alive. And I think that's what worries me about our society, is you're hearing about people attacking each other and such, and, we should just be freaking grateful that, we're able to enjoy each other's company right now. Anyway, yeah, so going back to movies, trying to think about my top movies. It's a very eclectic mix. So let's start with Brazil. I have been talking with people about Brazil recently because we had a discussion about Brazil when we were talking about the bunkers with Perry Wang, because that film influenced him with one of his bunker mocks where Batman and the Joker were sharing a wall and pushing it back and forth. That's a scene that's in the movie where the desk is being shared by Jonathan, what's his last name? Jonathan Pryce, who's the main character. And then, let's see, another movie that I absolutely love, and you're going to laugh when I tell you, it's The Raid, and The Raid 2. So I saw that when I was at the Toronto International Film Festival with a friend of mine, and we absolutely loved it. I mean, we left that theater and we were just saying that was freaking amazing. So yeah, that's another film that you wouldn't think would be one of my favorite films, but I absolutely love that film. Okay, so we turn this one upside down and we get to use this inverse slope, which is cool. Yeah, so you probably wouldn't have guessed that's in my top 5 is The Raid. Tony Jaa, I think, is the actor who was in that. And oh my god, he's freaking amazing. And then he ended up being in a film, what film was that? Where he played the evil guy. Oh, it was the Uber movie, Stuber. The Stuber movie. He plays like an evil guy in that movie, which wasn't the best movie, but I just thought the premise was interesting. Oops, I gotta keep this upside down. Alright, so going back to favorite films. Boy, let's see. What's another? If I have to name 5, I've named 2 so far. What's another favorite film that I could probably watch multiple times? Probably for the holidays, that It's a Wonderful Life, the classic Jimmy Stewart movie. Did I like Die Hard? Yes, I love Die Hard. Die Hard's a great movie, and it is a Christmas movie. I will contend that it is a Christmas movie as well, but it does not beat It's a Wonderful Life as far as Christmas movies go, or holiday movies. So, yeah, let's see. Escape from San Francisco. Oh, Clint Eastwood movies. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so probably my favorite Clint Eastwood movie is High Plains Drifter. And we talked about that because we were able to watch The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for one of the movie nights. But High Plains Drifter, I think, is still my favorite. Just the whole idea of this sheriff coming back to avenge his own death as, you know, the Clint Eastwood character, I just think is pretty awesome. Oops, sorry, I'm not in frame. Yeah. So, yeah, so I am a Clint Eastwood fan. But I don't know, would I put that in my top 5, though? I might. I might put that one in my top 5. So, like I said, I like action movies. And as far as Brazil is still, I think, number 1. That so far, no movie has taken that off of its perch. Brazil is still one of my favorite movies. I think I love the humor in it. I love the commentary of society in that. Escape from San Francisco when you moved here. Oh, yeah, Kurt Russell. Well, isn't Kurt Russell Big Trouble in Little China and also Escape from New York, right? The Snake Plissken character, I think. In no particular order, Nightmare Before Christmas, Fargo, Seven Samurai, yes. Oh my God, yes, the Seven Samurai. High Fidelity, I love that movie too. Jack Black and John Cusack, that's a great movie. And The Empire Strikes Back. Mad Max, The Road Warrior, yes. Oh my gosh, that is a great movie too. Yeah, that one has a lot of action. That's a great movie. Okay, let me see. We're going to turn this upside down. There's a lot of details in this. Okay, I'm a little worried because I don't see a... Oh, okay, does this go like that? Aha. Okay, I see what they're doing. I was worried because of this mixel joint, but I don't need to worry about that. It goes around it. Look at that. That Tauntaun's starting to come together. Mad Max the Road Warrior, definitely an amazing... I liked it, but I liked Road Warrior better than Mad Max and better than Thunderdome. I think that as far as, you know, like I said, the trilogy of that movie, Road Warrior is probably my favorite. Now, speaking of trilogies, I'm not sure I like the Lord of the Rings trilogy when it comes to the book. I'm not sure if I would rate the Lord of the Rings in my top films of all time. Okay, so now we know what that mixel joint is for. That goes there. You do like the Zatoichi films? There are 30 plus of them, yeah. There never were dubbed, so it's hard to find copies of them in use, yeah. Well, not only that, since you mentioned Japanese films, in addition to the Seven Samurai, the original Godzilla, which is actually called Gojira, that is a classic. And we were talking about kaiju earlier, that I have a t-shirt that says Kaiju Park. So for those of you who aren't kaiju fans, kaiju is essentially like big monster movies. So, you know, and Godzilla was one of the originals. You know, when you're talking about big monsters taking over the planet. And one of my reviews, in fact, if you go to the Facebook, the Movie Muse, that's I think it's the Movie Muse KPCA is the link. In fact, I'll put it in the chat so you can take a look. But one of them was Godzilla King of the Monsters. And I did a review with Jeremy, what's his last name? Okay, let me put this into the chat. Facebook.com/themoviemusKPCA. Yeah, that was me in a previous life when I was in California. And that's probably why I feel comfortable streaming, because when you're on the air, you can't have any dead air, right? And you have to kind of keep the conversation up when you have guests on. And I had a lot of fun doing that. If that was something, if somebody said, hey, we want you to host a show for, in Seattle, I'd be all over that. I would be all over that. Okay, so, all right. So it looks like this body, I think these are the arms. There's the tail, or portion of the tail, I think. Gogeta dies at the end of the 1954 film. Spoiler alert! Yeah. I also have Ultraman and Kamen Rider, and Sentai, yeah. Well, I'm half Japanese, so of course I have an affinity for a lot of those Japanese movies. I will say I'm not big into the Japanese horror genre, though. That is something, it's like, no. Definitely a big no on that. I mean, I saw The Ring, the American version of The Ring, and I was disturbed by that, and that was pretty tame compared to what I've been told the Japanese version is. So yeah, it's pretty dark. I will say that I think of the horror movie genre, the only one that I actually kind of enjoy are the Conjuring and the Annabelle series. But most of the other ones, I don't need those in my life, But there's some people who love horror movies. And I kind of get it, I guess, but I guess they like the thrill of it all. And considering we're kind of on the midst of Halloween and a lot of those movies, boy, that took a while to put that inverse slope in. You love tokusatsu. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. I like the anime, the Ghibli series. So, Totoro, for example, sailed away, I think, or Japan has a lot of body horror in The Ring. It is a great film, but not for the weak or the meek. Yes, exactly. There was a very good Judon TV show on Netflix recently. Oh, you love horror movies? Okay, Taro. Well, don't expect me to ever be in a horror movie with you. Like I said, the only one that I can really handle is the Conjuring series with, what's her name? Vera Farmiga. She is an amazing actress, by the way. If you've ever seen some of her other work, she is freaking amazing. But, looks like interesting shaping going on here. Gore just for the gore's sake, not that much. Oh, okay. Tokatsu is live, the action hero drama genre. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting because, I went to film school for 2 years when I was in Santa Rosa, and there were a lot of people who were into horror films. And one of the ones that they were talking about was Aronofsky, the guy who did Midsummer. And they were talking about some of the scenes, and I'm just like going, nope, nope, I don't want to be a part of that. It's like, and how, I guess because it gives you a visceral response, and it's almost like, the way they described it to me, it's like going on a carnival ride, where your emotions get tossed around and you get fearful, but then, you have the surprise ending, or you think the movie's over when the monster is dead, but then the monster comes back to life. I mean, there's some typical, what do you call it? What's the word? There's some predictability with some of them, but I just can't. I want to be able to sleep at night. I don't want to have to be fearful about some creature coming out of my closet or something, Yeah. I don't need horror films. Oh, in fact, is PT still on the chat? PT, I think, recently posted about William Shatner and how, William Shatner just went into space for like 10 minutes and back, and how he talked about it, that there's all of a sudden there's all this blue and then there's black nothingness out there. They went 66 miles, I think, or was it 600 miles? 66 miles, I think, into space. It's the absurdity of horror movies that makes me laugh. Oh, okay. The only movie that made me keep the lights on, oh, the Blair Witch Project. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't plan to. Horror movies make you laugh. Okay. Well, I dated a guy who was big into horror movies, and I saw a lot of those Pinhead movies, the Hellraiser movies. This is what you call what you do for love. What you do for somebody you're trying to impress, and you're like, I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to watch this, but I'm watching this because this guy likes this movie. And yeah, I've come to the realization that I don't need to do that anymore. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's where this is actually, I thought it was a tail. It's actually like the ear or the horns. I guess it's the horns of this. Okay, so I think what I need to do, this is interesting, is this goes in like that. Oh, okay, cool. So I don't know, it looked like a tail or a worm or something when I first looked at it. Okay, so as you can tell, a horror movie is not going to make my top 5. So, okay, I think I've named 3 so far, right? I said Brazil, The Raid, It's a Wonderful Life. I think I've got 2 more, because we were talking about... oh, by the way, this is cool. Here's the harness, and there are 2 of these Apollo studs that this attaches to right here. Yeah, I don't know. What would be my last 2 top movies of all time if I were to name a couple movies that, like, if you're on a desert island, you can only pick 5 movies. What 5 movies would you pick, right? I guess if we're gonna call it that way. Boy, trying to think of a comedy. Well, Brazil is kind of a comedy. Okay, why is this not clutching? This should clutch. It should fit right in there. Yeah, there we go. Just didn't quite have it in the mark. Evil Dead Part 2 has humor and purposely campy. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of a sentimental movie. What would be a sentimental movie that would be one of my favorites? Forrest Gump? Yeah, not really. I'm thinking maybe The English Patient. That was my first introduction to Ralph Fiennes, and I think that might be up there for a sentimental movie. Us was really good. Oh, is that it? You're still talking about horror movies? Alien and The Shining? Oh, Heredity, that's the one. Hereditary and Mother, and I think Midsummer. I think were Aronofsky or some similar director that, yeah. Lego Batman. Oh, of course. Of course, I've got to pick one of the Batman movies. Boy, there's so many. Which Batman movie would I pick? Probably The Dark Knight is probably my guess on that one. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting ready to put the Tauntaun head. So if you've been watching during our discussion of movies, we have the Tauntaun head, which now has these little reins, and this, I believe, will sit right on here. Let's see. Look at that. That is adorable. Look at these little arms. These little arms and the head. And this is where the minifig will sit. So you put the minifig on here. This is adorable. We're not quite done yet, but I mean, that's the major part of this. We don't want the blaster hitting the Tauntaun, so turn that out a little bit. But the major part of this build, that is awesome. There's a part in Lego Batman that makes me fall asleep. It happened twice at the same time. Well, you know about the Lego Batman movie, which is hilarious, is the relationship between Batman and the Joker. I don't want to give out spoilers, but I just think the Joker is just, you can tell that he needs Batman. Okay, so now let's see. We have some more to do. We need to do the legs, but this Tauntaun's really coming out nicely. It's funny, this conversation that we're having with movies, and you know, like I said, I'm still pretty. Okay, so if I pick The Dark Knight, so that's my number 4 movie. So I've got one left, right? What would I pick for my last movie? Wow, that's a tough one. It might be The English Patient. Like I said, I haven't picked a sentimental movie yet. The English Patient, maybe Love Actually, but Love Actually is kind of sad. You know, especially the character, you know, Alan Rickman's character. He never plays the good guy. Poor Alan Rickman. I know he's passed now, but you know, when poor Emma Thompson thinks she's getting, I don't want to give away spoilers, but she thinks she's getting a nice gift, and then she realizes she's not, and it's just so sad. And then the other part with the one guy's in love with Keira Knightley, and you know, it's just a lot of sadness in that movie. So I don't really, a lot of people love Actually as like a romantic movie, and I don't know, to me it's kind of sad. I don't think that would be in my sentimental category. But I'm just trying to think what movie would be the sentimental choice. I'm trying to think of what other movies out there could fit into that. You know, that kind of love story genre. That is adorable. His little feet. He was a good actor who was typecast as a bad guy. Yeah. Well, Hans Gruber, he was the bad guy in Love Actually. He was Snape, who, you know, wasn't always that bad, but Snape was also, you know, he played that. Yeah. He's but boy, he was a great actor. I think the one role he played that I absolutely loved, where he wasn't necessarily bad but just annoyed, was in Galaxy Quest. That's a great movie, Galaxy Quest. It's very British. You talking about Alan Rickman? Yeah, or you're talking about Love Actually, the movie Love Actually. Yeah, well, I mean, the other part though that was kind of endearing was the oh, what was that actor's name? Hugh Grant. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the movies that are like romantic comedies are not that funny, or if you think about them in real life. For example, the Mamma Mia series, right? Where she's not sure who she got pregnant with. You know, you might have three dads. In real life, would that really play out like that? I don't think so. I don't think that would play out quite as romantically as they make it sound in the movie. So, Galaxy Quest. Yeah, maybe Galaxy Quest is an awesome movie for, like I said, Alan Rickman plays an actor who's like, I was Shakespearean trained, and he ends up playing this character in this, series, Galaxy Quest. And if you know the premise of the movie, that they're abducted by a bunch of aliens who believe that their TV show are like historical documents. Your favorite show of all time is Hokuto Naken. Oh, it's about a guy who travels the wasteland protecting people he encounters. Oh. We're being attacked by raiders and searching for the love Yoria. Wow. As he fights to his getter. But Mamma Mia does make for some great entertainment. Yeah, it does make for great entertainment, but in real life, how do you tell somebody, well, when I lived in Greece, I fell in love with three guys at the same time, and you could be possibly related to any one of them. I don't know. But in the day of DNA tests, theoretically, that they could figure it out. I'm surprised they didn't just, I guess if they did that, the movie would be over. They wouldn't have anything else to talk about. So here's your lightsaber. You're asking if Luke has a lightsaber, and it goes into the side here of the Tauntaun. This is a really amazing, cute little build, considering that, it's $20, and you get these two little micro builds, plus you get the two. This has got to be definitely one of my favorites. I've really enjoyed this. Okay, I think we have it. So, there we go. So we have our little Tauntaun with Luke Skywalker, and he has his lightsaber handy, as well as, of course, his blaster that he carries with him. And this poor Tauntaun hopefully won't become the sleeping bag later. And then we have the AT-AT. This AT-AT, really cool design. I think when I'm not streaming, I might look at this a little bit more in depth and try to figure out how to do this on a regular basis. Killing his brothers who have fallen into evil because they've lost their way, became a broken hearts. But before each makes guys die, they find peace, realize they were wrong with the evil. Yeah. Well, that's always good when, good prevails over evil. That's always a good thing. But I absolutely loved this set. This was adorable. Let's zoom out a little bit. So, and then if you're with, you can have them fighting each other. Though, scale-wise, this isn't really that accurate. Right? Ta-da! Exactly. Oops. Okay, got this fighter down. Yeah. I really enjoyed this set. And you get some cool extra pieces. And I think, usually when there's a 1x2, I may have missed a step. But I think I think it worked out. I think it worked out really well. Very, very cool set. Like I said, for 20 bucks, you get 2 really cool micro builds. And you get 2 nice minifigs. Especially, I really like this Luke Skywalker with that special hat and goggles that are in here. Yeah. I think this is definitely one of my new favorite minifigs. With the hat and the goggles. It would have been nice if they would have included some hair too, but that's okay. We'll have to talk about Squid Game next week. I haven't watched Squid Game yet. I will watch Squid Game so we can talk about it. That's a great idea, PT. Hokuto no Ken is a show where all the characters have broken hearts except Jagi Jagi. Is just evil. Okay. Well, I guess did I name my top 5? Okay, I said Brazil is number 1. I said The Raid is number 2. Let's see, what else did I say? Batman, Dark Knight. I can't remember. Did I name that number 3 or number 4? It's a Wonderful Life was number 3. So I'd say Dark Knight is number 4. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with maybe The English Patient for my number 5. I don't know. That's probably, I'm going to have to rethink number 5 because I'm still trying to think what is a kind of a love story sentimental movie that is endearing, and I don't know, that just sticks in my head. The English Patient sticks in my head, and I just have very fond memories of that movie. So I'm gonna call that for now, but I'm giving myself the option to change number 5 if I think of something else. Kokuto no Ken has an extremely sad soundtrack. I own it in CD and vinyl. Wow. Okay. All right, let me switch over to full screen again. And, okay. Okay, my friends. Wow. Wow, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I would definitely say if you haven't tried this set out yet, this was super fun. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll absolutely love it, and you also get, you know, some two minifigs along with it. You get the AT-AT, and you get a Tauntaun, and I think the Tauntaun is absolutely adorable. It almost looks like a little mini dinosaur. I'm gonna have to study the way that they did the legs again, because I think this is really cool. Much Ado About Nothing. Oh, Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, that's also a good one. I think Emma Thompson is in that too, right? Weren't they married at one point? You are eclectic in films. Oh, well, when I said The Raid, I'm sure that probably wouldn't have been on anybody's radar. But yeah, I do have an eclectic choice of films. But I'm going to call it Brazil number 1, The Raid number 2, It's a Wonderful Life number 3, number 4 is Batman the Dark Knight, and number 5 is going to be The English Patient. Where's Glenn? I don't know. I'm not sure where Glenn is. Yeah, we haven't seen Cowboy Kenobi in a while, too. I have to check up on him and see how he's doing. But yeah, so some other news. I think you all know that I put in my application for recognized LEGO fan media status, and I looked on the LEGO Land site, and it looks like they're in review right now. And the official word will be on or around November 15th. So in about a month, I'll know. And if I get accepted, we're going to have a big party. We're going to have a big party and start thinking about things that maybe we could do as a community, which would be kind of fun. But I'm super stoked. I really appreciate everybody's support and your kindness about this. And for those of you who missed the very beginning of the stream, this is a cardboard BB-8. And I'm going to have to figure out where to put it permanently. But I'm super, super excited about this. I got this at this store called Repop in Boise, Idaho. And it's hard to find cardboard cutouts, so I'm really excited about that. I've got this, and you see Batman is in the back. And yeah, I'm very hopeful and excited about the possibilities, and thank you for all of the good wishes. And even if I don't make it, that's not going to stop me from, continuing with the work that I'm doing. I think it's important that, in my belief, is that there's so much out there that Lego is so expensive and it's so out of reach for so many people. And this is a perfect example of how much enjoyment you can get from a $20 set behind Unikitty. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably go somewhere over there. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to be doing some more retrofits too of my workspace. So Joel, thank you so much for your encouragement, because he said, if you just clean off your workspace so you feel comfortable and you have plenty of room, I'm sure things will get better for you. And I feel so much better now too that I've managed my Twitch stream now, so I don't feel like it's a burden to me, because I think I really was suffering from post-traumatic stress from that troll that was on my stream many times. So I'm kind of like, decompressing and reprogramming my mind with regard to Twitch. And speaking of Twitch, I'm really excited that I think last time what I did is I had done the bonsai tree on a Sunday and a Monday, and then I retrofitted the bonsai tree into that spooky one, and thank you for all your feedback on that. And right after this stream, I'm going to put some eyes on that and take some pictures and make that my monster. So good idea, PT. And I think the next one I'm going to build will probably be the fox, the Harry Potter fox Phoenix, because I'm getting that for free because I won that for the micro build that I did of the Women's Brick Initiative Tower. So I got that as a prize. So I thought that would be a perfect build for like over 2 days. Thinking about it. Thrifty Thursday is great for introducing sets I would not notice. Great show. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I think I'm one of the few streamers who focuses on the affordable sets, and that's kind of the space that I want to stay in. Because as many of you know, I grew up with not a lot of money in my family, and I still, trying to be mindful of how much I spend. And I see people posting about their hauls of, oh, I just got the Titanic. That's like, what, $650 or $800. And a lot of people just can't afford that. And I want to make sure that people know that there's a lot of great sets that are affordable and fun to do and still provide you lots of enjoyment. The diving yacht was another one. I got that for $15.99, and it floats. And that was a fun stream where we actually got a tub of water and actually tested it. That was a lot of fun too. Yeah, trolls are not fun, and plenty of people aren't trolls. Yeah, I think that's the problem, is that people, they have nothing better to do than to try to make a streamer's life miserable. So I've learned that I really just have to hold my ground on that. Is that how you pitched your RLFM app, Thrifty Thursday? Actually, when I submitted my application, I used the affordability piece of it. And that's part of not just Thrifty Thursday, but when we do the rebrick challenges, that's where you're taking an existing set and not just leaving it as it is, but you're re-bricking it and reimagining it, so you don't have to spend more money to continue to have enjoyment from a set. So if you look at a lot of the things I do, mock improv is another one where you're just taking your own collection and building something based on what people are asking you to do. You don't have to go out and buy more things to do a mock improv, except for when we do a rebrick mock improv. So yeah, that's primarily, I think, the space that I sit in, and just kind of looking at the landscape of other streamers, I don't see a lot of people doing that. I think most of them are doing all the new sets that are coming out. Also, they tend to do themes. For example, on my Twitch stream, and I have Joel, I have you to thank for this too, is that I noticed that two streamers were doing the Hidden Side set. I keep saying Hidden Side. Stranger Things set. So they were both doing the Stranger Things set for Halloween. Another one was doing the Haunted House. So that was like, they're all doing the same thing. And I said, I'm going to work on the bonsai tree because I have it. I need to build it anyway. And then when Joel said, hey, you should make that a spooky tree, I said, that is perfect. So that's another way that I think that we're entering into a point where there's so many streamers out there doing similar things that you have to look at what else you can do and still keep within theme. So I think the Fox, Harry Potter, Fox, Phoenix build, and maybe we can make it a spooky bird. So I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the pieces and see how that goes. You would approve my RLFM application? Thank you, PT. And like I said, I've been in different situations where I've applied for things and for one reason or another they decide that, no, I'm not the right fit. And you don't apply for something just to get a status, right? I mean, of course, the status would be nice, but if you stay true to who you are and you stay true to what you want to do, and in my case, I think Thrifty Thursday really speaks to me and how I grew up. And I want to make sure people know that Lego is very approachable. You don't have to, spend a whole lot of money to be involved in this hobby. If anyone wants a 2008 Lego Death Star, let me know. I have one new in the box. Ooh! Okay, yeah, let's chat. And sometime you will need to build a Bionicle set on stream. Yes, we will. We will definitely do that sometime on stream. And you want free Lego. Yeah, well, it's, people say that, if you get to be RLFM, you get free Lego. Well, technically, it's not really free because you have to build it, you have to review it, you have to be committed to it. And I'm just hoping that, if I do get approved for RLFM status, my understanding is that you do have the opportunity to choose which builds you want to do. And I think I'm going to, I probably won't be the one signing up for the Titanic, but if they send it to me, of course I'm going to build it. Of course I'm going to review it. But there's so many streamers who can do that. I would be better suited doing the smaller builds, and that's kind of my sweet spot. By the way, after the stream, you'll DM me about the brick head commission. Okay. Yeah. I haven't forgotten, Lena. It's just, like I said, personal things have happened in my life that have made it hard for me to do that. And, and like I said, free Lego, I've been getting free Lego from my followers too, which has been amazing. So once again, thank you, Joel, for that Batman Lego, the Tartan Lego Batman. That was awesome. I got some pirate builds from Yin Yang, which I still need to build. I also have a lighthouse that I got from Alexander 23. So even my followers have been so generous and kind about that. So yeah, there'll be plenty of things to build. I'm not worried about that. But I think the primary reason for getting the recognized Lego fan media status for me would be to, try to spread the word about that this hobby is accessible and approachable. And I'm worried that so many people are streaming about all these massive sets, and there's a lot of really wonderful sets that are in the smaller price points, and we just did one today. Took me a while to figure out some of it at the very beginning, but we got into a groove. Many RLFM streamers bore the heck out of me. Oh, okay. You don't have to name who those are. But I think it goes back to, what is it that the community wants too. And I think when I started Thrifty Thursday, I wasn't sure if people would want to see those, but the more I do them, I get feedback that, and even though I don't have a lot of followers, that they say, I really appreciate that you focus on some of these smaller sets, because this is one of the few places where you can get those reviews and you can see some of the smaller sets. So thank you everybody who's given me that feedback. And of course, the other thing that I'm trying to do to add to my stream is you're probably going to see my dog a few more times. She's napping right now, so I'm not going to pick her up. But I also am working with Matthew Builds Bricks, and you can see in my corner here the Pandy Panda logo, that you're going to see more Pandy Panda in the upcoming year. And we don't have it fully fleshed out yet, but I'm working with Matthew Builds Bricks on Pandy Panda types of things in the future. And the other thing I'm excited about is the return of some of the stories with Super Sewer Baby and P.T. McEwen. Thank you so much for mentioning that when we were doing the build the other day of the mock improv. And so we now have a dumpster vehicle for Super Sewer Baby, and I'll be working on the dumpster diver, which will be the submerged submarine that's shaped like a dumpster. I'm going to look at some drawings and some other things. So I'm really excited about bringing him back, also bringing back the Batmanda and Chubbin. You've already seen lots of panda builds, so there'll be more panda builds in the future. I mean, you can tell that the Brickanista Broadcast Network has plenty to offer, regardless of whether we get RLFM status or not. Okay, my friends. So I will be back on Saturday, and Saturday, I think what I'm going to do is I may do some cleanup of some existing sets. For example, I have the haunted house, and the roof is falling off, and there's other things that are happening there. I usually like to reserve Saturdays for mocks, though, so I may do a mock that day. But I will be back here on YouTube Saturday, 9 o'clock, and I may be at Sort Lug tomorrow. We'll see. Life is starting to go back into its same rhythm, and thank you, everyone, also for all your support while I was gone for a couple weeks. I was only able to stream once a week when I was gone, and for those of you who tuned in, it was just really great to have this community to support me during that time. So thank you again, and as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. P.T. McEwen, Joel Pokemon Dameron, Lena, Taro, let's see, who else did I miss? Did I say Joel already? I think I said Joel. Yeah, so all of you who are here, if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be good about it. But, oh, that's right. Gary Mullane was here too. So thank you, Gary, from Ireland. It's just great having you all to hang out with. So thank you again. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everyone. See you Saturday. Bye.